Good afternoon, PennPower V8 League Racers. This week we're at Autodromo Enzo Dino Ferrari, otherwise known as Imola. The track's 3 miles long, 17 turns. We're testing this week in afternoon condition. It's clear, 71 degrees with a 99-degree track temperature, which is typical of the events or the weather that we're seeing in our sprint events. The track usage is fairly high, 80%, again typical of what we're seeing in our sprint event after a 3-hour practice. We're going to go through the lap as always, one lap corner by corner, and then one uninterrupted lap. The lap time here is about a 1:45. You'll be within 1 second either way of this, I would think, with this weather condition. When the weather condition is cooler, it's typical of our late afternoon endurance or feature race, we can expect lap times in the low 43s, maybe even the high 42s. But it's more difficult in this condition, and the setup and hot lap will be based on this. So let's go through a lap, and we'll talk about corner by corner. Start finish line here, we're in fairly close to the wall. We want to set ourselves up going into turn 1 on the right hand side of the road, and you're going to start your braking between the 250 and the 200 yard marker. Imola's braking markers seem to be a little different from other tracks, and we're having to brake earlier based on these brake markers than at other tracks. So you can see I just gradually start braking at the 250 marker. We're about 3/4 of braking at 200. This chicane, the left-right chicane, you'll be very tempted to try and do this in second gear, but believe me, if you can do this in third gear, it is much better for you on exit. Very little wheel spin, and they'll help to dramatically improve your time. Now be careful of these big sausage curbs, both on the right or on the left-hander, and then again on the right. They can upset the car. You can take some of it, but be careful not to take too much. So just before that sausage curb, we've upshifted to 4th gear. We're trying to maintain traction here, and keeping it in 3rd, you'll get a fair amount of wheel spin and lose time. So we're just trying to maintain traction here. We've taken the curb on the left-hand side, and we're going to let the car go all the way out to the right-hand rumble strip. 100 yard marker, we've started our braking. We're going to take this left-right chicane in 3rd gear, in fairly tight in both instances. Be careful on the right-hander, as it wants to really push you out to the left. You do have a fair amount of runoff to work with there, and be sure to use all of it. So we're going to stay in 3rd gear here. We are going to top out in 3rd. It's not worthwhile to go 4th back down to 3rd and 2nd, but we are going to go down to 2nd gear in this corner. It's an uphill left and slightly off camber. It will want to spin you around, so you have to really be easy on the throttle coming out of this. And watch the right-hand curb, because if you get on that, you can get a significant amount of wheel spin and spin there as well. Now we're positioning ourselves to the left-hand side of the track here. Just about that 150 meter marker, we're going to transition over to the right-hand side and then start downshifting for the long left-hander. And you can see hard braking here at the 50 meter marker. We're going to downshift to 3rd gear, cut it in real tight. We're going to take some of that curb on the left, let the car drift out to the right, and then cut back into the left-hand side of the track. A little tricky in here. Downhill, and you've got two right-handers, essentially almost 180-degree corner with a little short chute in between. We're going to downshift just before the right-hander here, and then a second downshift before the second right-hander. We're going to keep it in very tight on both of those on the apex, and let it drift out a little bit in the middle. Really tight in here. Watch the sausage curbs. If you get out too far here on the left-hand side, the car has a tendency to spin out as well. And really ease on the throttle in this section. So we're on the curb here. If you get on the throttle too fast or too hard, it can create a fair amount of wheel spin and spin you out as well. Extremely tricky here. So we're at the 100-yard marker, just starting our braking. It is important to get the car slowed down here, but it's also important to get as much curb as you can on both the right and left, but be off the throttle and off the gas when you're doing so. Really ease the throttle in here. You can see that was a little bit messy. In fact, on this lap that cost me about 0.2 of a second, but really important to be off the brake when you're on those curbs. So we're positioning ourselves on the right-hand side of this downhill. Again, a very tricky area here. You feel like you can brake later than you actually can, so we have to back up our braking point here. We're actually backing it off to about the 150-yard marker. Steady on the brakes, and then make sure you get turned in for the 90 left. There's a short chute there. You can use all the road to the right if you like, and then cut it again on the second left, right up on the curb. Just be careful of the exit here. If you get too far out to the right, the car has a tendency to spin again or get a significant amount of wheel spin. The exit to this corner is critical for your lap, as a clean exit here will give you good top speed. And there you have a lap of 145.413, and as I said, I lost about 0.2 on the curbs there. It is important that that particular section can be very, very difficult. So we're going to go back and run the lap through uninterrupted. have a lap at Imola. As always, these hot lap videos are brought to you by Never Quit Racing, SimAbility, and the Button Box Shop. If you have any questions or suggestions on the videos, please do not hesitate to contact me, either through the league forum or through an Iracing PM. Have fun and good racing. Thank you.